So now what happens when you have a union and a monopsony? And to make this a monopsony, ooh, that's a bad one. I need a separate marginal resource cost curve. And so here is where MRC equals MRP, because remember, this is also our MRP. And here is the quantity labor hired in the monopsony. Oops, I'm doing it wrong. Down here, here is the wage rate set by the monopsony. So you can see that the wages are going to be fairly low in a monopsonistic, a wage maker. Now the union, they're going to want wages that are higher. In a perfectly competitive labor market, again, wages would be here, but unions want them even higher. So the union is going to go, they can demand a wage as high as where MRC equals MRP. And so the union is going to demand a wage up here. And the monopsonist is going to demand a wage down here. And so it's going to be somewhere in between this whole area. I just shaded in blue. This is where the wages are going to fall. Now we don't know. This is what we call a bilateral. So this is a bilateral. It's hard spelling with a mouse. Monopoly. And this is when you have a monopsonistic employer with a union, and you cannot determine the wage rate. It's going to be somewhere in between. It depends on who has the better bargaining position. If management has the better bargaining position, it's going to be somewhere in here. If the union has a better bargaining position, the wage rate's going to be somewhere in there. And so it's going to fall somewhere in between. It all depends on who has the better bargaining position. So that explains what happens when you have a union and a monopsony. You get a bilateral monopoly.